Hello everybody, I am Ben from Team Panic, and I'm here in the pits at Battlebots. I mean, you can't really see much because,
Whoa. Okay, thanks, past me. I'm just gonna cut in here for a second. Have you guys out there ever had this thing where you've gone to an event and you know you wanted to build something and film it, but you didn't take your microphone because your microphone broke when you were building a stupid cat robot a week earlier, and then you've realized all your footage and audio is terrible, so you have to like recut everything with voiceover to make everything look good? Just me? I mean, that's not what's happening here, obviously. What is happening here is we have a little car bot that we got from a dollar store, and we're going to try and turn that into into a combat robot. Technically an ant weight, but realistically just a mini bot that's going to go inside the battle box. And this thing is ridiculous. It literally just has a single switch on the back. You turn it on and it drives. It drives forwards and just keeps going. The only way you can get it to change direction is it has these little nubbies on the wheels that when it runs into something and falls over on its back, it hits the nubbies on the wheels and spews out in a different direction. So it's kind of hilarious, and I have a pretty good feeling about what's inside this thing, but let's take it apart and have a quick look. So there's just two screws that hold the top plate on, and when you get them out, you see basically exactly what I was expecting. One of these really cheap brushed DC motors that you'll find in pretty much any cheap toy. Even some decent RC cars have this type of motor in them, and then just a single plastic gear train down the side. Now, there's not a lot of space in here for anything really, but what we're going to try and do is fit in some RC components, stuff that will actually pass muster and be able to go into the battle box. But the other thing I want to do is to replace the batteries, because this thing currently takes two AAA batteries, so we're going to replace those with something a little bit better. So to do that, we need to break out the AAA battery connector in the bottom, and this took some doing. It really took quite a lot of force to get this thing to move, and I ended up actually having to get some tools involved, which, you know, there was plenty of in the Battlebots pits here. Then, next up, we needed to drill a hole so that we could run the wiring for the battery up into the main compartment. With the battery up through in the main compartment, it was then time for the one thing that every single combat robot shares: soldering. Lots and lots of soldering. And in this particular case, this is actually using a prototype PCB that I designed that is a motor controller in and of itself, and a speed control, and an RX that I borrowed from Team Gemini, or it's one of Team Gemini's spares. I was on Team Gemini, so I'm not really sure I borrowed it per se. I just used one that we had spare lying around. With all of that stuff together, nothing fit. It was time to try and pack this thing, and it was just a nightmare. Nothing would fit in here. Everything was just way too big, even using the smallest components that I could find at Battlebots, which, let's be honest, there's not a lot of small components here at Battlebots. I couldn't really get everything to fit, so instead I ended up using some tape to tape the top back down, rather than trying to use the two screws that everything came with. But then, disaster. Off camera, I turned this thing on for the very first time, and I let the magic smoke out. Something shorted inside, and the Arduino was dead. It was, so like I said, it had to have been something shorting out. I really don't know what that was, but it kind of left this project dead in the water for a little bit. So I had to make a call here, and the call that I made was to put in my Arduino system inside the thing, because I had one of those lying around, but it did mean that it was probably not going to be able to pass safeties and be put into the battle box as a proper mini-bot. However, around the time that I finished this happened. And, well, the only appropriate response to that is, of course, attack!
Aha! Take that! No! Oh no! Oh no!
Okay, so that wacky inflatable arm man stuff was fun, but I am now here at the Battlebots with William Osmond, who's doing something else, which you'll see on his channel later, I think. But we're going to put this little guy in the arena, and there is a robot over there in the arena, so a full-size Battlebot in there. This guy's probably going to get destroyed. I hope. Let's find out. It only has forwards or backwards, it has nothing else. Yeah. I'll see if I can get it over there, but it's only got forwards or backwards and not good at either of those.
So, surprising absolutely no one, Bombshell won that one by a knockout. This guy actually did struggle there through for a little bit. It got pushed around by Bombshell quite a number of times. However, being this small and this tiny, Bombshell never managed to get the weapon contacting. So what actually ended up happening is that the rubber on one tire got jammed into the side as Bombshell pushed it along, like sideways along the battle box floor, and also the switch inside this thing got turned off. So yeah, because it's just a little slide switch, so as it was pushed sideways, it turned off. So it was a KO, but not quite in the way that I was expecting. So I still had this guy. It's still here and it's still alive, and I can turn the switch and I can get it to actually drive around. Everything is still working, which was a massive surprise to me. So thanks to the Battlebots crew and also William Osman for setting up that little experience, because that was a whole lot of fun. I will of course link to his video in the comments and also in the end card to this video. You've probably already seen it. It was out a long time ago. This video for me was a bit of a nightmare in terms of editing and trying to keep spoilers away from you guys and all that kind of stuff, which is why it is out quite this late. But this whole experience was a lot of fun. I am very keen to do something like this again, get some other form of tiny little RC car and turn it into a Minibot for some really big fight at some point in the future. But I'm not sure when I'm going to do that next. Maybe we'll save that for if we go to Battlebots again. I'm not sure, A, if Battlebots the next season is going to happen. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And B, I don't know if I'll be going back. And if I do go back, who I go back with. I have been kind of tentatively offered a spot on Gemini again, so we'll see how we go going into Battlebots next season. But of course, we don't know if there's going to be a next season, so we're just sitting here crossing our fingers at the moment. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed that one, and I will see you in the next video.
How do I start my videos?
Good day, mate.